For 2 years, I watched my granddaughter grow up through pictures on Facebook. I knew what she looked like. I knew when she lost her first tooth. I knew when she started kindergarten, but I had never hugged her. I had never heard her laugh. Because my own son refused to let me see her. Then, one rainy evening, my phone rang. The voice on the other end was shaking. Mun. I was wrong, and what happened next changed our family forever. My name is Evelyn Parker. I am 63 years old, a retired elementary school teacher from Columbus, Ohio. For most of my life, family was everything to me. I raised my son Brandon alone after his father died when Brandon was only 10 years old. We were not rich, but we were close. We shared dinners every night, talked about everything, and supported each other through every challenge life threw our way. When Brandon met Vanessa, I was genuinely happy for him. She was smart, beautiful, and ambitious. At first, she seemed kind. She laughed at my jokes and thanked me whenever I helped. When they got engaged, I welcomed her into our family with open arms. I believed she would become the daughter I never had. Everything changed after their daughter Lily was born. Lily became the center of my world the moment I held her. She had Brandon's eyes and the same little smile he had as a baby. I babysat whenever they needed help. I bought diapers, clothes, and toys. I spent weekends helping around their house so they could rest. I thought we were building beautiful memories together. Then Vanessa began changing. At first it was subtle. She criticized how I held Lily. She corrected everything I did. If I fed Lily, I was doing it wrong. If I played with her, I was too loud. If I bought gifts, I was trying to show off. Nothing I did seemed right anymore. Brandon started defending his wife. Every disagreement somehow became my fault. Whenever I tried explaining myself, he accused me of creating drama. The relationship that had once felt effortless became exhausting. The breaking point came on Lily's 3rd birthday. I arrived at their house carrying gifts and a handmade birthday cake. Balloons decorated the yard. Cars filled the driveway. Family members were already inside, celebrating. When I walked to the front door, Vanessa stepped outside and blocked my path. "You were not invited." At first, I thought she was joking. Then I saw the expression on her face. She was serious. I looked past her and saw my granddaughter through the window wearing a princess dress. She was laughing with other children. My heart broke. I asked to speak with Brandon. A few minutes later, he came outside. Instead of defending me, he told me they needed space. He told me my presence caused stress. Then he asked me to leave. I stood there holding Lily's birthday gifts while guests watched from inside. That was the day everything changed. Weeks passed without contact. Then months. Eventually, Brandon blocked my number. My emails went unanswered. Birthday cards were returned unopened. I was completely shut out of my granddaughter's life. For 2 years, the only way I could see Lily was through social media photos posted by distant relatives. Every picture felt like a knife. I watched her grow taller. I watched her lose her baby teeth. I watched her start school. I watched her entire childhood happen from a distance. Every month I wrote Lily a letter. I told her about my life. I told her how much I loved her. I described holidays, birthdays, and memories. I placed every letter into a wooden box. My hope was simple. One day she would know I never abandoned her. The pain never disappeared. Christmas was the hardest. I would set aside gifts for Lily, knowing she would never receive them. Friends told me to fight. Others told me to move on. But I could not stop loving my granddaughter. Then karma quietly began doing its work. One rainy Tuesday evening, nearly 2 years after our last conversation, my phone rang. The caller ID showed Brandon. My hands trembled as I answered. His voice sounded broken. "Mun, I need help." I had never heard him sound like that. Over the next hour, the truth came out. Vanessa had secretly accumulated enormous debt. She had opened credit accounts Brandon knew nothing about. She had drained savings accounts. She had borrowed money from relatives while blaming Brandon. Collection agencies were calling daily. Their mortgage was months behind. The marriage was collapsing. Brandon had discovered messages proving Vanessa had been lying for years. The woman he defended against everyone had betrayed him. As he spoke, I felt many emotions: sadness, anger, disappointment, but mostly heartbreak, because this disaster had cost us 2 years we could never get back. For the first time, Brandon apologized. Not casually, not halfway, completely. He admitted he had chosen the wrong person to trust. He admitted he ignored warning signs. He admitted he allowed lies to destroy our relationship. Then he started crying. I had not heard my son cry since he was a teenager. The silence between us felt enormous. Finally, I asked one question: "How is Lily?" His answer shattered me. "She asks about you all the time." The next few months were difficult. Vanessa moved out after the divorce filing. Financial problems continued. Lawyers became involved. The perfect life Brandon thought he had built completely fell apart. That was karma, not revenge, not cruelty, just the consequences of years of deception finally catching up. One Saturday afternoon, Brandon asked if he could visit. I agreed. When the doorbell rang, my heart pounded. I opened the door. There stood my son. Beside him stood a little girl holding a stuffed rabbit, my granddaughter. For a moment, nobody spoke. Then Lily looked up at me. "Are you Grandma Evelyn?" I could barely breathe. "Yes, sweetheart." She smiled. "Daddy says you love me very much." Tears immediately filled my eyes. Before I could answer, she wrapped her arms around me. 2 years of pain disappeared in that moment. I held her as tightly as I could. The little girl I had missed every day was finally in my arms. Later that afternoon, I showed her the wooden box. Inside were all the letters I had written during the 2 years we were apart. Hundreds of pages. Every birthday, every holiday, every milestone. Proof that I never stopped loving her. As Lily flipped through them, she smiled. "You really wrote all of these for me?" "Every single one." She hugged me again. That night, after Brandon and Lily left, I sat alone in my living room thinking about everything that had happened. My son had lost money. He had lost his marriage. He had lost the future he thought he wanted. But through all that pain, he finally found the truth. And because of that truth, we found our way back to each other. Sometimes, karma is not about watching someone suffer. Sometimes karma is simply watching the truth reveal itself. And sometimes the greatest victory is getting back the people you never stopped loving. 2 years of silence ended with one phone call. One lie destroyed a family. But one truth brought it back together. And today, whenever my granddaughter runs through my front door yelling, "Grandma," I remember something important. Real love waits. Real love forgives. And real love never gives up.